we're back out here on the Project Rusty Ram, and today we're going to be tackling the brake lines. We'll get the camera set up and I'll show you where we're at. Thanks for watching. Okay, so here's where we're at. These are the brake lines I pulled off. You can see they're rusty. This one had already started to form a leak. It wasn't long before it would just blow out. So I got a new piece of line. I already got the fitting on it. And we're going to just do a double flare on this end, and then I'm going to try to bend it to match this profile, and then I'll double flare the other end. Alright, let's get started. If you don't know how to use a double flare, you just pick the I got a kit here. It just come from Amazon. It's nothing expensive. You just pick the fitting that is the right size for the line. In this case, it's a 3/16. You put the post side in first. And I have my line a little too long. Let's back it out just a little. What are you doing? Crazy dog. So now we're just gonna compress this until it stops. Maybe a little bit more than that. I think there's like a exact measurement you're supposed to go by, but I usually just eyeball it on how deep this is supposed to be. Let's try it again. Well, it's not working. Let me give myself a little bit more. It's pushing. You can see here it's pushing the thing out, so I just need to get a little bit tighter. When you're doing this, you want to make sure you don't damage the outside of this, because if not, this won't slide back in. Oh, good grief. That's what we're looking for now. We got it this time. And that's what it should look like. There, it should be rounded, and it should fill the gap of that little focus. That round part of the die, it should fill that in without cracking. Alright, so now you take that part out, and then this is the double part. There's your flare. You can see it kind of marked this up a little bit where it slid the first 2 times, but I think it'll be alright. That sets up instant nice and even. Camera's not focusing, but that's a double flare. So now, this is the one I'm doing. I don't have another fit in this size, so I'm gonna get my profile and bend out. And then I'm going to cut this off and reuse this fitting since I don't have one. To bend these, I usually just kind of mark an area. Put it in here, and then just kind of there, and then very gently just kind of start bending it. They make benders, but I don't have one. Maybe yeah, better off using the vise. You want to do this without kinking the line. You just want to bend it. Okay, let's see. It's close enough. Now I want to come down about that far and bend it again. This has got a slight bend in this way, so I'm going to try to straighten that out. Yeah, so I got that straightened out. Now I got my second bend. It's a little bit farther down, but I'll make it fit. And that third bend is going to be right here. This is steel line, so it likes to kink a little easier. So you got to be slow and gentle with it. All right. There's that. Now we need to come right here where my thumb is and make another. And I'm just going to do it. It'll be at 90. Like that. So now I need to come, so those match pretty good. So I need to come about right here where my finger is, and I'll cut it off and go ahead and flare it again. I always try to cut these big, because you can always take material off, but it's harder to add it. You got to start over with a brand new piece of line if you cut it too short and it don't reach. So I always cut it a little big, and if it's a little bit extra work if you got to go back and flare one again, but it's a lot cheaper than throwing a piece of brake line away and have to start all the way over. So let's see how close it matches. I could use a little bit more bend here, but it's a little longer. But it's close enough. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off, and we'll reuse this fit. And I'm going to cut the other end off too and save that fitting for later. I actually had one of those, but I'll save this one. I always keep everything like that. Sometimes it'll save your trip to the store. And you technically don't have to do this with this tool right now. You could just tip it off with a hacksaw or whatever, because it doesn't have to be clean cut. I'm just going to do it with this because it's what I got in my hand. This little pipe cutter that comes with this kit to be a cheap kit. It's one of the best pipe cutters I ever had. It's real small and compact for tight places. You know, most of them are big. It's got the big hook. This one's real small, compact, and it cuts actually really clean. So we're just gonna take this. And hopefully it comes out. Nope. We'll chuck it up. You see here. Where's my camera? That's the factory double flare, and mine is very similar. That's actually a recessed flare. That might give us some trouble. Let's see, where's the other one? Yeah, that one's like that too. Well, I didn't even notice that. Hopefully that doesn't leak. I may just have to do the initial step of the double flare, not the second step, because the profile is out. There's a name for that, but I don't remember all the names. There we go. Throw it in the drawer for later. Actually, I need it now. Don't throw it in the drawer. Too tight. Still too tight. Okay, I know that ain't too tight. Whoops. In the same process. Actually, bring this around a little bit more. That one's going the flare crooked. Yeah, it went in there sideways for some reason. Huh, that's odd. Let's see if we can straighten it out. If you put a little bit of lube on the end of your pipe, it helps it not stick. Which I'm just using brake fluid. Yeah, it's not the cleanest one. I might have to take a file to it, clean it up a little bit. Yet you can see it kind of, I think I had it sticking too long out of the die. It's a little fatter in the radius, and it boogered this up. It's not letting my fitting go all the way up. There we go. Yeah, you see how it's not flush. I think I had it too long. Man, we'll see if we can get the thread started before I redo it. I might have to redo that one. Let's go try it. Okay, so I'm over here at the truck. I got the bottom one threaded in, and you can see my bend is a little crooked, so it's not lining up here. So what I have to do is I want to go down here and slightly bend it a little that way. So we're just going to grab it and bend it, and then like that. And let's see if this will thread up where my flare is too big. Okay. I'm gonna do this and hold the phone. Stay, just stay. Stay. Come on. No, it's not focusing. Focus. There we go. Yeah, this is most definitely the wrong flare profile. I'm sitting here looking at the inside of this and it's rounded. I'm not sure if this is not going to leak. But the threads are starting, so. Oh, daggone it. I'm having off time this camera. Just stay there. Oh, good grief. I will just hold you then. This, get out of here. Man, there's so many, so much stuff in the way. I can't hold the camera and turn a wrench and not shake all at the same time. I'm trying to. Okay. Touch pretty tight. Let's get the bottom one. Well, I can't find it in the camera. There it is. And this one's a little harder to get to, so you just kind of gotta inch this one and not go the wrong way. Get on there. Man, I'm having a horrible time getting this thing to focus. Nope, don't do that. The wrenches won't come off. We're going to strip the head. I can't get it any tighter, so we're going to call it tight, I guess. I wish I could get at least another turn on it. There we go. This other brake line here is new. I've already replaced it. And it goes. There we go, it's tight. Alright. So this one is already new. And it goes down in here to this junction. It goes to this junction right here. Sorry, finger in the way. Right here. And then that goes to your brake back lines, which I've got to replace it too because it's leaking also. You see, I haven't finished painting this yet. I never did give y'all an update last night. I got both fenders on, and I got the hood on. I got the, which yesterday a video I painted the inside of this and I put a new air cleaner on it. And I'm gonna get that stubborn bolt out today of the bumper. Hopefully once I get these brake lines moved, I can start on that bumper. That bumper's got a dent in it, but it's a lot better shape than this one. Alright, let's go do the other one. Okay, so I went ahead and got the second brake line in off camera. I didn't figure out I want to watch that twice. So it's right here. You can see right here I got a little aggressive with my bending and I flattened it out a little. I don't think it crushed it inside. I was able to blow air through it. I just put my mouth on one end and blew through it, and I was easily able to blow air through it. So I'm pretty sure that under high pressure brake fluid will go through it. We'll get that back line on and we'll bleed the brakes, and we'll make sure we have plenty of pedal and everything. If I have issues out of it, I'll redo it. But I got them both tightened down. They're tight. We'll get that brake one done and we'll check for leaks before I forget. Let's go ahead and put this back on. Click. Ooh, is that a bare wire? Nope, just dirt. It's a bug. Alright. So that's good. Alright. So if I recall, the one on the bottom is a 10mm. And it is right there. So let's get it off. And I'm going to replace this line all the way back because it's busted back here. Let me crawl up underneath the truck. Before I do that, marks the brick. Hit. Let's see. It's rusted right here. And it's got a leak in here somewhere. And the back line is, I gotta make sure it's the same line. But right there you can see I've already spliced it once, and actually that's not the same line. That line goes to the right rear, so yeah, that's not the same line. I have recently found out that these compression fittings are not okay for brake lines. I never knew that. I've used them my whole life, and so far I've never had an issue. But I'd rather, now that I know, I'd rather not use them. So I'm gonna try to get through, and all the lines that have, I think that's the only one, but I'm gonna go ahead and replace that line too. Probably not today. That'll be a future. I'd like to just make sure I got the brake. So here's the main line, and it too has a compression fitting in it. Right there. So I'm gonna take it loose right here out of the main hose, which is also new, and then I'll run a new line from right there all the way to that front box. I didn't bring my wrench with me while I'm under here. It'd been easier to take this one off first, but that's gonna be a bear to get out of there. But the plan is we'll take this loose, we'll try to pull all this out. I gotta figure out how to get it back in here nice and neat without it setting anything, because you can see all the brackets are just rusted off, and that's not good. But yeah, I'll get that out of there and we'll get started on it. Alright, so I'm working on this back line. I'm gonna show you all a little trick. This fitting, of course, it ain't coming off. It's already starting to round off. You know, it won't, it's just spin. So what I gotta get all these wires out of the way. But I'm gonna go in here with an angle grinder or whatever you got, and I'm gonna cut this off since I'm replacing it anyway, so I can use it box in and get a little bit of grip on it. So let's try it that way. Alright, so the box end didn't work either, so I brought out the big dog. I got it's a 3/8 by the way, not a 10mm. That's weird. Half of the scrap on this truck's metrics, half of it ain't. It's so I got a 3/8 6-point to get a better grip. I cut the line off even, and then just slide the nut on it. Came right out. And I won't be reusing this fitting, so. Get out of my. And they came out. So I'm gonna have to find another fitting like that one. That looks like one I've done. That looks like one of my flares. Focus. That's odd. I don't remember replacing this brake line. I wonder how many junctions this thing has in it. I've had this truck for a long time. I've done a lot of repairs like this. A lot of them I don't remember, so. But that's interesting. You can see how I just cut it. I think on it. Focus. Man, I'm having an awful time. I just cut it even so I could get a wrench on it, or a ratchet. You can see where that's where the 10mm slipped, which obviously it was going to slip because it's the wrong size. The bigger lines were 12mm, so I just assumed these were metric too, but it's not. All right. Okay, so I got the old brake line out. That was my splice from before. As you can see, it came out in pieces. It was rusted here. That was one leak. This was actually the end that I cut off. So this goes here. And that was another leak. When I started pulling it, it just started breaking. It broke in 3 different places. Well, 2 different places, and then I cut the end off. I cut the end off right here. So this was the end that was at the brake at the hose. And that's where I spliced it the first time. But as you can tell from the shape of this, it all needs replacing. So no more splices. We're gonna do it right this time. All right, so I'm gonna lay this out, get it measured up, and start flaring my ends. Okay, so going through my fittings, I found one. I think it's the right size. I'm gonna try it out, make sure. Yep, that's it. All right. So now I got the brake line all measured out. I just got to flare them. I got my fitting. Let's go get it done, and I'll bring you back whenever I start hooking it up. All right, so I got all the brake lines done. I got them bolted down. I got all the bleeders broke loose. Now I'm just going to put throw a battery in it, put some fluid in it, and get the brakes bled. I don't have a bleeding tool, so the way I do it is I got a board, and I will get in it, start the truck, depress the brake all the way down. Well, make sure there's fluid in it. If not, you're just gonna start wiring the lines. But fill it full of fluid, push the brake all the way in. I will depress the brake, tighten the bleeders back down, pump it a few times, depress it again, hold it down with the board, and then release the bleeders. Do that about a series of 3 or 4 times. Usually it gets all the air out. With it being all new lines like this, I'd say it'll probably take more than that. It'll probably be a cycle. I may end up, I'm gonna try to do all 4 of them at one time. It may not work. I may have to do them individual, but I got them all broke loose right now, so I'm gonna try to do them all at one time. All right, I'll get a battery through in this thing, and we'll get it started. All right. We'll put the fluid in it first. We'll go ahead and fill it all the way full, which we'll have to add more to it. Oh man, that might be a whole, that thing was empty. Well crap, that was the whole bottle. Man, I sure hope I have more. I think I do. Somewhere. This right here is why it's good to have a tool, so you can catch all this when you're bleeding it, and you can reuse it, which I might order one someday. This is the way I've done it forever. It's always worked, so I've never bought nothing. I'll get back in there. Get in your hole. There we go. There we go. I ain't worried about tightening it down yet. Okay, so I'm not sure I can do this and hold the camera, but I might have to scoop my seat up to get this stick to work. All right, clutch in. Brake all the way down. Yeah, my stick is nowhere near long enough. Let's see if I can't scoot the seat up more. Nope. All right, let's find a different stick. It's an old hood brace. That'll probably work. Oh yeah, perfect. Alright, so let's go around the truck, tighten all the bleeders back down, and we'll pump it up again. Alright, so I got them tightened down. Absolutely nothing came out of the passenger right or left, driver's side, rear, or the passenger front. So I still got air in the line. Nothing came out at all. The two corners, the front left and the rear right, I got a pretty good stream out of. So we're gonna pump the brakes up again. Yeah, it's really spongy still, so we still got a lot of air in it. They're getting tighter. They're getting tight, so I'm gonna pump them one or two more times. Ooh, it got loose again. Huh? It makes me think I got a leak. Crap! I'm gonna go check for leaks because it got real tight and I held it down. It got loose. I'll pump. It's probably just air. I'm gonna hold it down this time. Dang, it got loose again. I'm gonna hold it down this time, and we'll break the bleeders again. Get in there. Can't get my stick in. There we go. Oh, stick fell off. Alright, let's break it loose again. Okay, that time I got a lot of air and bubbles out of the right rear, so I think we're making ground. I only did the right rear. I'm gonna pump it up and do it again, and then I'll move to the other corner, since the your main box is on this right rear over here. So that side already had air or fluid coming out of it. So if I get all the air out of this side before it gets to that distribution box, then I think that side should be good too. But I'll bleed both of them just in case. But we're gonna start with this corner and just try to get all the air out of it. It blew a lot of air out, and I got a pretty good stream of fluid after all the bubbles, because you can hear it just kind of, and it was bubbling up. So after I got all the bubbles out of it, a pretty good stream of fluid come out. I tighten it back down. We're gonna pump them up and do it again. Oh yeah, got a much firmer brake now. There we go, that's what I like to feel. Alright. It's actually so far up, the brake pedals come so much further up that I'm gonna have to scoot the seat back a little bit to get my stick in it. Alright, let's break it loose again. I try to bring you with me so you can see it. Alright, here we go. Okay, so I got the rears done. They're good. I still am not getting anything out of the driver's or the passenger front. So one thing that I think is worth mentioning, when you're doing this process, make sure you keep your reservoir full. Because if you run this empty, you got to start all the way over because you're getting air in the lines if you run it empty. So I think that's worth noting. You can see here, well, let me flip the camera around. I'm getting low, I'm about right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and top it off again. And that is over full. I know it's overfilled, but in the bleeding process, it'll go back down. Well, I filled it so much it's leaking out, but it's okay because in the bleeding process, it'll go back down some more. I'm gonna. I got them pumped up again. I got my stick in there. I'm gonna go work on this passenger front again. Okay, I'm back. They're bled. You can see there. The pedal gets hard about right there. It's what you want. My ABS and my brake light's still on. I'm gonna turn the truck off and reset the battery and see if that goes away. I know in the past with this truck I've had to drive it around a little bit and then reset it to get that to go off. But you can look here, 261,000 miles on my old girl. All right, so let me get the battery reset, and then we will see if these lights go off. Okay, so I took the battery cable off, reset it. Let's start it up, see if it goes away. Clutch in. Nope. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Nope. Oh yeah, that's the emergency brake. Let's take emergency brake off. No more lights. Alright, so we have brakes. Alright, so we're going to stop this video here. We have brakes. I was going to do this in all one video, but I have a ton of footage from yesterday and the day before that I still have to edit. So I'm just going to break this down into a series. We're going to call it the Rusty Gram. But we have some less rusty fenders. They're still rusty, but they're less rusty than before. We have brakes. I got to get that bumper off. Oh yeah, we have a hood. So not bad work for 2.5 days. I got started about 5 or 6 o'clock the day before yesterday, and worked a few hours on getting the hood off. And then yesterday I spent all day on the fenders and getting the new hood on. And then today the brakes. We still got a lot of work to do, but hopefully it won't be much longer. We'll have tags on this old girl and be able to take her out again. All right, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe. For y'all that watched the whole video, I cleaned the gauges too. Thanks for watching.